Hello everyone, my name is John Heery, and I'm the inventor of the peon. Welcome to our campaign. So roughly 6 years ago, I had a problem. Too many plants. My wife used to travel all over the world, but instead of bringing back normal mementos like everyone else does, she would bring back pottery, then insist that we go buy plants to put into the pottery. It got to the point we had upwards of 100 plants. Well, as I'm sure you probably know, these plants, they don't just water themselves. Yet she was horrible at taking the time to water them. Unfortunately, most died due to lack of watering. And of course, she'd want to replace them at a significant cost. So the watering became a blue job in our household. It was the only way I could ensure I wasn't spending a fortune replacing 100 plants every month. But I have to tell you, watering 100 plants is a very time-consuming job. I thought to myself, there has to be a better way. And that was the inspiration for the peon. Over the course of that year, I hired an industrial engineer, electrical engineer, and a design engineer. After many attempts, we came up with a device small enough to sit inside a pot and create up to 2 ounces of water a day. Finally, all my plant watering issues were a thing of the past. Or so I thought. At an initial cost of $800 per, peon really wasn't a viable solution. I mean, I could replace all the dead plants for years and years for the cost of a single peon. At that point, I knew I had to mass produce the peon. So I teamed up with my best friend Lance. We searched high and low for manufacturers that could make peon cheap enough for this to be an economically viable product that everyone could justify using to water their plants. The problem was, in order to bring the cost down cheap enough, we had to produce a minimum of 10,000. Unfortunately, at that point, I ran out of money. So Lance and I decided we needed to bring on investors to raise enough money to bring the peon to market. Everyone we showed the peon to loved it. Everyone wanted one. Everyone. But like the old saying goes, timing is everything. And it turns out 2008 was the worst time in history to raise money. With the economy the way it was, nobody was lending money to a startup. Nobody. So regrettably, we decided to shelve our amazing idea and hopefully bring it back in a few years. Well, life happens, and between the loss of my day-to-day business and some family issues, there just never seemed to be any time or money to relaunch the peon. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years. To be honest, I never thought the peon would ever see the light of day. Until one day in 2014, I got a call from an old acquaintance named Brandon. When I first showed Brandon the peon, he loved it, wanted to be a part of bringing it to market. The problem was, he had the same problem everyone else did back in 2008, no money. So when he called asking about the peon again in 2014, he couldn't believe the peon was just sitting on the shelf, instead of watering plants in millions of homes around the world. At that point, he proposed starting a crowdfunding campaign to raise the $250,000 needed to produce 10,000 peons. So Lance and I sat down and did some research on crowdfunding. Figured we had nothing to lose. After all, we just wanted to see the peon out there doing what it was designed for, water plants. So here we are, running a Kickstarter campaign looking to raise a minimum of $250,000 to produce 10,000 peons. Hopefully you'll love the peon as much as we do and want to help us bring it to market. Please watch the prototype video that follows to see the peon in action.